where I have an experience for around 5+ years on Salesforce Marketing Cloud and Pardot. And currently I'm working in a company called Indigene Private Limited, which is in Bangalore, India. I have planned for a video series on Social Studio where which includes introduction and admin section, publish, listen and analyze, engage, Social Studio automate, and last command center. Today I will start with the introduction and the admin part of Social Studio. Why Social Studio? The Social Studio is an enterprise level social listening tool which helps you to create the posts, schedule the post, and monitor the posts based on your brands or regions, etc. The Social Studio will help for the marketers and the customer care professionals to connect with their social customers and the communities as well. Generally, Social Studio is a unified platform tool that allows you to publish the content on social channels and listening to the customers and engage with your social communities as well. There are two ways to log into Social Studio. If you have purchased a Marketing Cloud Social Studio only, then you need to log in from socialstudio.radian6.com. Or if you have the access to whole Marketing Cloud, which includes emails, journey builders, and other Marketing Cloud products, where you can directly log in through Marketing Cloud, where we have an option like Social Studio. Under that, you can log in over there as well. Can we log in now first? Yes. Since I'm directly logging to Social Studio where I've used radian6.com, once I logged into Social Studio, where you can see the three major components of Social Studio. One is publish, second is engage, third is analyze. The publish tab will help you to enable to create and publish the content across different social accounts. When it comes to the engage will allows users to respond quickly to the post and ensure the effective of social customer services. Where you can see I have attached my YouTube account over here. For example, if someone is commented to my channel, automatically you can view all those informations on next 20 seconds, where you can directly respond from here on real time. And next is analyze. The analyze will help you to listen to your customers and gain insights and track the performance across the global brands. Generally, the analyze will completely used for reporting purpose and how the campaigns are performing, where we are going to listen to those as well. The most commonly used social networks in the Social Studio are Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and the Google Plus. Workspaces. Upon your initial login to your marketing cloud, where you can find a workspace. I will show that. Yes, once you logged into the Social Studio account, where you're going to see a number of workspaces which is created in your account. This screen may completely vary depending on the roles which is assigned in Social Studio. First of all, what do you mean by workspaces? The workspaces is a collaborative area that containing social accounts, topic profiles, and workspace members who will be working in that account. And one more important thing is where only a full user and a super users can create workspace. I will explain what is the role of full users and super users on a coming slides. If we come to Social Studio account, these are all the workspaces. Salesforce Vahana is an individual workspace. Nasru Test, this is an individual workspace, where this will be completely different based on the roles as well. For example, if you are an limited users where you can see only with respect to your workspace, you can't visit any other workspaces which is created with respect to some other brands. Yes, you would also notice that there are two tabs at the top where we have workspaces. In the workspaces where you can see all these workspaces which is created in your account, and the second one is performances. In the performance tab where you can check the cross report sections. These reports will include the metrics for posts which is republished during the specific time ranges, and the metrics are reported for a lifetime of the posts as well. For example, you can find Facebook posts, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google Plus, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, etc. For example, if you want to get any of the reports, go to customize and downloads. Here you have an option of date range. For example, you need a report of last 7 days with respect to the Facebook account, 15 days, 30 days, and the custom range as well, where you can maximum we can bring about 6 months of data to this with respect to that account. For example, if I have selected last 15 days data, where you can see on the right, you have an option of CSV file and TSV file. If you downloaded this report, automatically the CSV file will send to your email, or you will get the notification over here as well once it is downloaded. If you want, you can download through your emails, or see here the notification is automatically comes. If you click that automations, where you will see this document where you can directly download it to your system as well. New workspaces, go to workspace where you have an option of create workspace. Click create workspace. First, you have to name the workspace. For example, and you have an option of workspace description, and to add the photo as well. Generally, for the best practices, the name in the workspace needs to be reflect the product information, and you can add the description. And if you want, you can add the brand photo as well. Once done, you can click next. Once the workspace is created, we need to work on workspace settings or an admin tab before publishing any of the posts from this workspace. I will explain one by one what are the things we need to take care of admin tab. The first and the important thing where we need to take care is you need to add the social channels to the created workspace. Once whenever you're creating a workspace, you on the left you can see the number of accounts which is already created in this account, where you can see here these are all the accounts which is already created with respect to this account. For that, manually you can, by checking, you can add, otherwise If you want to create new account for this one also, you can do that. As of now, I have all added the accounts which is already created. Now this workspace is created with two social accounts, right? One user, Manjut, and two social accounts, Sharath YouTube channel and Sharath Twitter account. You have two options. One is what I showed. You can normally check which are all the accounts which is already created, or if you want to create new accounts to add to this workspace, at that time you have an option over here, see here, add new, where you will see connect new social accounts. You will get all the channels where you can add any of the new accounts. Otherwise, see here Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Cena, Pinterest, Instagram business. Otherwise, you have one more option where you go to admin settings. Under the admin settings also you can find the social accounts where you can manually add the social accounts as well. See here. Same. If you want to create any new accounts, or if you want to select any accounts which is already there, for example, I haven't added my Facebook account over there. Now I'm adding that account. Otherwise, this is how we can add the social accounts to the workspaces. And the next thing is how to add the users to the workspaces. It is same as it is how we have connected the accounts. If we want to add any users, click the users, where you can find only one user is there. If you want to add, you can add the users. These are all the users which is currently available in this account, where I will add one of the users. If you want to add any new user, where you need to create that as well, you have the same option under the admin tab as well, where you can create a new user and add to that particular workspace, where you have an option over here. See here, when you're creating a new user, first you need to add the name, username, email, language, time zone, user roles. I'm going to talk about on coming slides, user roles. Once it is created, after that, for example, once it is created, Hemoxy is already created. If if I want to add this person to any of the workspace, where I can do that as well by editing this work. If I edited manually, I can add this person to any number of workspaces. See here. Once I have edited the workspace, where I have seen all the workspaces which is created in this account, where I can add the Hemoxy for any number of accounts, any number of workspaces which I need to add. I think we have already got to know how to add the account and remove the social accounts,
how to add the users to the particular workspace or to an account. Next, we have roles. There are two types of roles for each and every user. One is workspace related role and another is account related role. First, I will talk about the workspace related role. As the name mentioned, the workspace related roles is nothing but which is completely related to one particular workspace. For example, now we have created one workspace that is Salesforce Marketing Cloud. If you're going to create any of the users for that particular workspace, where we need to assign the roles which is admin, contributor, and the limited members, if we assign any of these roles will be related to that particular workspace only. I will show how to do that. For example, this is the account level users where you can find over here. The roles are a bit different other than this. The workspace roles are admin, contributors, and limited members. I will show where you need to add that workspace roles. For example, this is the workspace where we have created, where we have already 3 users. Out of the 3 users, you can find here Nasrullah is a super users, Vijayan is super users, and Manjunath is owner. If you want to add any of the specific users to this workspace, where you can do that manually, you can add that users to that particular workspace. Or see here, she is also a super user. For example, if I want to limited member, if I want to edit any of these users, simply click next to that account. You will get the option of change role, admin, contributor, and limited member. This is the place where you're going to assign a workspace related role. What will the workspace related role will do? The admin, as I already told, these roles will be completely depending on that particular workspace only. The admin, he can manage users, social accounts, permissions, settings, labels, and macros. Where you can see the contributor, only he can publish and engage with any of the accounts. He don't have an option to social accounts, permissions, and to manage users as well. The limited member is same thing with respect to that contributor as well. But when it comes to the limited member, where he's having only the permission to reporting purpose, only to view, he can't do anything other than that. The contributor can view the social accounts, but he don't have an option to add that social account. But admin can have an option to add the social account and the users as well. And admin is having an option of create approval rules. But other contributors and limited member doesn't have this option. This is how where we are going to use the workspace role. And one more, you can see these are all the permissions which is having for admin, contributors, and limited members. Next, user roles. The user roles are totally different from the workspace roles. The user roles is for account wide, where you can see 4 types of roles, that is basic user, full user, super user, and admin only user. I will show that in the tool first. For that, you need to go to admin. You can't add over here. Go to users. You can see many number of users. For example, you can see he is having a role of super user. Whenever we are creating a users where we need to mention any one of these roles, that is super user, full user, basic user, and admin only user. This is the place where we need to assign the roles. Next, I will explain what the roles will do. First comes the super users. A super user is like an more than that admin kind of guy, where he can manage all the users and settings, where he is having an option to view, edit with all the workspaces, where he can add any number of social accounts to any of the workspaces, where he can add users, where generally he is a full power guy, where he's having everything super user. Next, the admin only user. That admin only user will comes next to the super users. He is having some restrictions with respect to adding some social accounts, adding in users, where we have some restrictions compared to the super users. The full user is completely based on particular workspaces, and the basic user is generally used for reporting purpose, or if or a view. Only he is having only view options. From this slide, where you can get the complete information which user is having what permissions. Where you can see here, the super user is having everything, but admin only user is having few restrictions. But apart from full user and basic user, you can see over here he is having only view options, nothing other than that. Full user is having some options, but super user is a power guy where we need to use it at every point. Yes, next is organizational settings. As we are talking about the admin tab, where we have already talked about social accounts, users. Now comes to the organizational settings. When it comes to the organizational settings, where you can find about organization name, organization ID, the language, time zone, the session timeout with respect to this account. If you want URL shortening, Bitly, scrapping, enable crisis management mode. I will explain why this will be used on coming sessions. Label management, if any API applications you need to develop or integrate, where you need to check these options. This is the organization level settings with respect to this particular account. Yeah, that's all from this sessions, where we have different admin settings as well. But when I'm explaining publish, engage, analyze, I'm going to cover all these topics at that time. Thank you guys.